Brake Mitsubishi. My name is Nathan and today I'm quite excited to do a walk around video on this very exquisite high chroma red 2019 Kia Stinger. Now what I'm going to do is run through the condition of the vehicle as well as the phenomenal amount of features that you get in this absolutely beautiful car. Now this is probably one of the best cars on the driving around on the roads at the moment. Beautiful amount of features, very comfortable drive, great power, and just look how aggressive it actually is. So you got very vibrant burgundy red color. It is called the high chroma red. Stands out amazingly. Now when you look at that front end condition, you can see that there are no marks or damage or real stone chips. It just has been preserved and driven very carefully by the previous owner. In the front of the vehicle, there are front parking sensors which are color matched to the vehicle and blend in beautifully in the front bar. You've got that tiger nose front grille, which is a very iconic front grille in the current shapes of the Kia designs. And if you notice in the very middle, there is a glass plate with a camera. So that plate is there for all the sensors that are part of the safety features in this particular vehicle. And there is that forward camera, which is also part of that 360 camera system. On the sides of the front bar, you also notice these vents. Now, unlike most cars, these are actually functional. They're there to allow airflow through to the tires to keep the brakes running cool, especially considering it's a GT. Kia Stinger GT, bring the Grand Touring model. You're going to be driving it a lot. So that cooling system is there to keep the Brembo brakes nice and cool, but we'll get to that in a minute. Now you've got this very exquisite headlight design, very sleek, quite aggressive. They do have the daytime running lamps through the bottom there, and these 9 crystals, individual crystal indicators, which are located on the very corner of the headlight, and big projector globes, which are going to give you a really nice clear-cut line of light. On top of the bonnet, you've also got these vents. They're not actually functional, as you can see, but they do add that nice sporty little feature. Now having a look at that first alloy wheel, you've got a beautiful dual tone design, very unique design as well. I've got the spokes that do split out at the top, and they do have a gunmetal finish on the inside and a polished aluminium on the outer side of the spokes. Behind those, hidden but yet very bright, are those beautiful Brembo brakes. Now considering how powerful this car is, you're going to need that stopping power to make sure that you're able to come to a halt when you actually need it, but also Brembo brakes will allow for good control, good maneuvering around corners and bends, and they are sitting on Michelin tires, so good quality tires. If you notice, you've also got the vent out, so that airflow is going to flow through this little vent here into the brakes, cool it, and then back out here to make sure that it has a consistent airflow. Now on the side mirrors are in a beautiful chrome finish. Do notice the indicator lamp is in there. That will elevate the lamp, clear up this quarter panel, but also improve the visibility for the drivers. In these side mirrors, there are also cameras which are located just underneath. Again, that is all part of the 360 camera system in this particular vehicle. Now the car does come with quite a cool key. Kind of hold it like that, unlock and lock the car. So when the vehicle is locked, the side mirrors will actually fold in, and when it is unlocked, it'll fold out. And there is also a little button here to actually use that keyless entry feature. But if you open it up, having a look inside the car, and do notice that this comes with leather seats, so beautiful leather seats all the way through the vehicle, very fine stitching, so barely noticeable but good quality workmanship. Electric seat controls, all very functional, forward and back for the lean on the back. This is to move the seat forward and up and down if you need to. This is for your lumbar support, and this is for your knee support. And underneath, if you notice, there is that black kind of plastic there. That is actually a subwoofer which is located under the seat. So there is a very good quality sound system in this vehicle, but we'll touch on that in a minute. Now carpets are in good condition, just a little bit of dust on the floor there, but other than that, presents really well. And there is a scuff plate there which is going to keep that paintwork looking very schmick. Now coming across to the back, just so you can have a look at what it looks like in the back of the vehicle. Lots of space, very comfy seats. Leather seats are still consistent all the way through, and you will also notice that really fine stitching, pretty consistent all the way through the car. Very well designed and very well put together. You will also notice this car doesn't actually come tinted. One thing I would highly recommend is you talk to us about our tinting options. There's a lot of benefit in tint. 60% heat reduction, 99% UV protection, and also it's going to provide you with that shatterproof film where in case you meet an accident, that glass is not going to spread all over. But again, it's just one thing I would highly recommend. Plus, darkest legal is going to look great on this black color, red color, sorry. Second rim is also completely unmarked, no damage to that rim. These are all good signs. Look, goes to show that the previous owner is very careful. And you've also got those Brembo brakes at the back. So you've got the 4-pot in the front and the 2-pot brakes in the back. Coming across to the tailgate of the vehicle, probably what most people are going to be seeing if you're driving a Kia Stinger. So you've got Stinger badging and GT badging in the back to differentiate it from your different Stinger models. So there are a few different models in the Stinger range. Got that nice sleek taillight design which comes across the back of the car. Indicator lamps and reflectors all in the back. Then you've got the dual quad tip exhaust, reverse parking sensors down the bottom diffuser which just looks so good, and the reverse camera which is mounted just under that lip. Now if you notice, there's no actual buttons or anything on the back here, but it is just under the lip. If you press that, this car comes with an automatic tailgate, so you simply press that and the boot is going to open up. Nice sleek design, very broad access as well, so very good for storage and transporting things. There is a cargo kind of shade which is going to keep everything nice and private in the car. We're just going to hang that up so it's not in the way. Very clear carpet at the bottom. Just trying to point out there's no and you've got tether points located at the back of the seats there. If I lift up the bottom, there is your tools, and if I can get this plastic up, your space saver spare wheel located just under that. So pretty neat system, very well set up. And yeah, close that up. There is actually a lot of boot space in this vehicle, and when you actually fold those seats flat, tremendous amount of space in the back of these cars. You can literally almost transport anything. There is a little button located at the top here. Pressing that is going to close the boot nice and easy. Now I don't quite remember the figures for the boot space, but there's about 400 litres with the seats up, and then more when you actually drop the seats. Fuel filler cap is on the passenger side of the vehicle, so that's on the safe side of the car. If you do have to pull over in case of an emergency, you're going to be safe from oncoming traffic. Now that third rim also looks to have gotten very, very light rash just in the corner there. And down the bottom here, I'm trying to be super picky for you considering how perfect this car looks. I'm trying to point out anything and everything. There also seems to be a hairline scratch just down the bottom there. It has taken off the red paint, but it's not too bad, but that mark is there. Other than that, the paintwork on this side of the car looks pretty A1. There is also that, remember that camera just under the side mirror, and that fourth and final rim looks like he's hit something yellow, maybe SpongeBob. But other than that, the rim just got a little bit of curbage there, very, very minor. Also a little bit down here, but very superficial markings. But other than that, that rim is in good condition. You've got Michelin tires all the way around this vehicle. Now you can see just how beautiful this car actually looks. Those minor little marks compare nothing to how nice this car actually is. Now what we're going to do is pop the hood and take a look inside. Look inside the engine bay of the Kia Stinger. Now you can see how nicely this car is actually set up. Got the beautiful strut braces across the front of the engine bay, which are going to provide it with that stability, especially when cornering and turning. It's going to give you great handling. You've got great safety feature and safety design in the actual hood. In case of a forward collision with a pedestrian, which touch wood, you never will. If you do meet an impact, this hood will actually push itself up to cushion the impact of the person, so they're not actually hitting anything hard, and it will actually absorb most of that impact to try save the person. And also this is a softer plastic, so that again they're not actually hitting that hard motor, but they're going to be hitting something quite soft. Now what we have in front of us is Kia's 6-cylinder 3.3 litre twin turbo petrol motor, and this car actually comes with an 8-speed automatic gearbox. Great number of gears means better shifting, smoother drive, better fuel efficiency, plus power when you actually need it. Now this car has a 5-star ANCAP rating with 7 airbags, so for all the passengers in the vehicle. This motor produces a phenomenal 272 kilowatts with 510 Newton meters of torque, so great torque and power out of this V6 motor. As I said, it is a petrol fuel tank with a 60-litre capacity. Now it does recommend 91 petrol, however, being a turbo car, would recommend 95 and higher. This car has a combined fuel consumption of 10.2 litres per 100, or an average fuel distance of 588 kilometers off a full tank. But let's be honest, you're not going to be hitting those kinds of numbers in a car like this. Now what we're going to do is jump inside and have a look at some of the features. Now taking a look inside the Kia Stinger GT, you can see just how nice this car actually is designed. Now if it looks somewhat similar, it is because it is actually designed to look like the cockpit in an airplane. So you've got all your cool little circle vents which can point towards you. You've got this nice gear shifter which again looks a lot like your controls on a aircraft. It's just a really nicely designed vehicle. Now, if you notice on the driver's side door, got very nice leather stitching, nice materials actually used and in good quality as well. Now that all 4 windows are fully automatic windows, both up and down. Above that is a central locking button and your window lock control. There is also your side mirror toggles located above that. Now there is a button to fold them in, like so, or you could just leave it on auto, and when you actually lock the vehicle, these are gonna unlock. Above that, there are 2 seat presets. So if you've got 2 different people that drive this vehicle, you can have 2 different seat settings, and that is, you can just adjust it accordingly, and you just have to, at the tap of a button, it will actually set the seats, or you can actually sync it to your keys. So give 1 key to your partner, 1 key to yourself, and depending on which key actually unlocks the vehicle, the car will know to actually correct the seats to that person. So you can adjust it quite nicely in these vehicles. There are very nice amount, plenty of speakers in this car. So this vehicle actually comes with a 15-speaker Harman and Kardon system. So great quality car speakers. I showed you that subwoofer located under the seats, and there are speakers all the way around the vehicle, and it's going to give you a really nice crisp sound quality as well. Now on the right side of the dash, down here there are a few little buttons. So top one here, top left being your fuel release, bottom one being your boot release, so you can open and close it using that button. This one that does have a light on it, that is for your blind spot warning system, which is located in your side mirrors. Now you can turn that off just with the tap of that, and you can see that they just light up on the side mirrors when someone is in your blind spot. Next, that is your lane keeping system. So that is going to hold you in the lanes as you're driving. You can kind of take your hands mostly off the steering wheel, just rest it on there, and the car is going to stay within the lines and drive. You do also get your illumination for your cluster, so you can adjust that up the top, and down the bottom here is your hood release for the vehicle. Now on the steering wheel, it is a very simple design. It's not overcomplicated. So on the right hand side is your left and right indicator with your headlight controls. Now they do run an automatic dusk sensing headlight system, so just leave it in auto. There's all part of the safety features. You don't have to play around with it. The vehicle will turn those on. And on the left side is your wipers and washer system. Now on the steering wheel, you've got a very nice leather stitched steering wheel. You can see how nicely it actually looks. Now to actually adjust it, there are electric controls located on the left hand side, so you don't have that weird little knob that you got to pull down, loosen, adjust it, crank it around, and then click it back in. You simply quite elegantly just adjust it how you would like to set it. So very nice attention to detail. Now behind that, you will notice there are some paddle shifts, but we will touch on that in a minute. On the right hand side are your cruise control settings with your adaptive cruise control system in the vehicle, and you've also got these 2 options, which are actually for the displays in your head unit. Now you do notice that it will show you your tire pressure, driver attention alert, which is a safety feature in the vehicle, which will actually monitor how the driver's attention, meaning if your turning is quite sluggish or quite worn or not very responsive, the driver attention alert system will identify that you are either feeling tired or feeling sluggish, and it will actually warn you and tell you to pull over, have a bit of a rest, and keep driving. Now you can turn that off as it is disabled here, but probably a good thing to keep on considering you have that system and you got the lane keep assist as well. Going across, you got heads up display, which is actually located right above here. Now that'll show you the speed and also the speed limit of the road, and it is colored as well. It's not just a boring white color. Now you can adjust that to have it on, the height, the brightness, the contrast of the color, and pretty much whatever you want. So you can have orange, green, or white for the actual colors of the speed display. And sizing as well. So you can pretty much adjust that heads-up display as you would like to. Driver assist, interior doors, lights, all the ambient lighting in the vehicle. You've also got a gauge display in there, speedo, and your bearing. So pretty nice vehicle. You've got a lot of controls in here, and it's very easy to work around and play around. On the left hand side are your media controls. So mode for the head unit being your AM, FM radio, digital radio, Bluetooth connect, call and reject, volume, and voice control as well. Now coming over to the entertainment system, you've got this beautiful touchscreen head unit at the top here. Very easy to use, quite responsive, as most of Kia's systems are. It does come with, as you can see, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. So if you've got either an iPhone or an Android, you can utilize that feature, and that'll mirror your phone pretty much on the screen. It'll use your maps, your calling, your WhatsApp, your texting, whatever it might be, will all run through the head unit, and you don't have to use your phone to do any of that. You can simply keep it on this really cool NFC charging pad, which is located just underneath this system here. So all you have to do is sit your phone there. This will light up, and as you can see, my phone is already charging. So I just have to keep that there, and the car will know that it is charging. I can tuck it away and it'll still be connected to the actual head unit. And there is a USB slot located next to that, so you can simply plug it in and that'll hook up to your system. Now, as I said, there is also inbuilt navigation. So you got, if I go back to home and hit nav, hit map, inbuilt navigation in the vehicle. You can see we're in Kangan Drive in Berwick. All the hard buttons for the head unit are also located below that. There is an SD card slot here. That is actually for the map system in the vehicle, so you don't want to be pulling that out unless you don't plan on using the maps. Below that is your climate control settings. So you've got tri-zone climate control to an extent, meaning you've got dual zone at the front, driver and passenger have their own settings, and the back just have a temperature system, so they can adjust the temperature and open and close the vents, but they can't actually control whether it's on or off. So that is all controlled from the front here. And the side mirrors also do have an auto demister setting. So when you use your demisters, they're going to turn on your side mirror demisters. If you notice underneath, there is that 12-volt socket, auxiliary and USB as I pointed out before, and that charging pad. You can tuck that away pretty neatly. 2 cup holders which are spring loaded, and that really cool shifter. Now if I bring that down into drive, standard drive, and if I wanted to engage the sport shift, I simply press on the paddles and that's going to engage the sport shift in the vehicle. And if I wanted to turn that off, you simply flick that back down and that's going to engage your standard drive mode. If I put it all the way into reverse, that's going to pull up the 360 camera in the system. So you can see there, full 360 on the right hand side and your reverse on the back. You can change the view of that or isolate certain cameras based on what kind of parking you're doing. So whether you want side mirrors or just the back, you can literally adjust it as you please. So great features, and your park is simply just a button located on the top there. Behind that is your electric park brake. So like a normal handbrake, pull that up to turn it on and then push it down to turn it off. You also have an auto hold feature, stability control, and your driver mode. So simply flicking that across is going to adjust your driver mode, and it also actually adjusts the seat. So the bolsters will actually hug you on the sides to give you that more stability and support when you're taking those sharp corners. So currently it's in eco mode, you can see there. If I flick it across, that's going to be comfort, and then you've got your sports mode, which makes it a little bit more responsive, better throttle response, better steering, and also these seat side bolsters actually do hug you a little bit more. But I'm just going to keep it on comfort. Behind that, these are your heating and cooling seats. So if I flick it up and it has amber lights or the orange lights, that's your heating system, and then flicking it down is going to put on your cooling seats, and you have 3 different temperature kind of settings for that. So again, very nice feature, both driver and passenger. You got a heated steering wheel, parking sensor button you can turn on and off, and your 360 button, camera button, which you can turn them off if you want to. Behind that is your center console armrest. So there's a storage compartment here and also a deeper compartment located below that. Now if I get the camera person to pan up, I'll get it to pan back first. You've got a 12-volt socket and a USB socket for the passengers in the back. Car seat mounting points, as I pointed out before, this nice suede roof lining, beautifully finished, actually in very good condition, doesn't look to have any marks or stains, and I'm trying to be super picky. Just a bit of web, but seems to be pretty good. And you've got that full automatic sunroof with the shade, and it actually, the cooling seats actually also work on the backrest, not just the base of the seat. So you've got cooling at the bottom and cooling at the back. That will also work with the heating system as well. And press of one button, that shade is going to slide all the way forward. This is actually a very beautiful car with a phenomenal amount of features. And as the camera pans around, just pay attention to the condition. There seems to be a slight indentation in the leather right there, but that could probably come out with some leather treatment. But other than that, the seat actually presents in pretty good nick. Nice cup holders in the back, and you've just got a beautiful vehicle and a well-designed car by Kia. So what we're going to do is jump outside and wrap up the video. Thank you very much for watching the walk around video on this beautifully stunning high chroma red Kia Stinger. Now I hope the video gave you a good representation as to the condition of the vehicle. As you can see, it is near perfect, apart from a few minor scratched rims, a little bit here and there, but other than that, you've got a beautifully red Kia Stinger. Now if you do have any additional questions, the number to dial is 99070555. But just before I go, this car actually qualifies for a premium mechanical protection plan. Now you do have that great Kia warranty that does back this vehicle up, but if you're planning on keeping this for a while, what we offer is a 5 years extended protection on 181 electrical and mechanical components, and that'll actually cover you up to 200,000 kilometers after your factory warranty has expired. So make sure you ask us about this, because that will also come with 10 years platinum roadside assistance nationwide. It's a great value in the service. In addition to that, one thing I would highly recommend you talk to us about and make sure you take advantage of is the glass coat and tinting package. What that is going to offer you is a lifetime warranty on this beautiful high chroma red. It's going to keep it looking this vibrant, and it's going to protect it from all those harsh, nasty environmental factors that can contaminate it and stop it looking this good. Things such as bird droppings, bat droppings, oxidization, fading, rusting, peeling, all those nasty things that can happen to paint over time. It's going to protect it from that. It's going to come with a lifetime warranty, and we'll also give you a lifetime warranty on some premium grade tint that we will apply to the vehicle, as well as interior leather protection. Now, you're going to want to take advantage of this, so make sure you ask us about this. These two things are at an additional cost. However, if you're using our in-house finance, we'd love to introduce you to our business managers, Julie and Mario, who show just how minimal these will affect your repayments. Now, lastly, but most importantly, make sure you jump on a Google, search up Berwick Mitsubishi, and see what people have to say about us. With over 1,100 reviews and sitting at 4.8 stars, gives you the assurance that you're dealing with the right people, the right kind of business for a good quality vehicle. Now, as I mentioned before, if you did have any additional questions, the number to dial is 9907 0555. My name is Nathan. Thank you so much for watching.